What time is it?
Game time!
Hello, everyone. Welcome into this edition of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Tony Sapita. I'm joined again by my co-host, Nick Barr. Nick, how you doing today?
Tony, I'm doing well, man. I know it's been a little bit. We got a nice little break, especially after that. We'll call it poor performance and avoid any dangerous words by our beloved Bulls to end the season 7-14 since the All-Star break. Listen, we've been hammering them, but even just typing this script up here, this couple notes for the boys, just being able to type in Bulls playoffs, it feels good. It feels good. And I'm not gonna, you can't take that feeling away from me, man. No, despite how terrible we are right now, that feels good, and that's okay to feel good.
I couldn't agree more. And so that kind of leads into, I'm going to do a little, just kind of my overview thoughts of kind of everything leading up to the playoffs right now, and just kind of how I want, I guess, us Bulls fans to just treat the next two full weeks. Very spread out schedule. We'll get into that.
Yeah,
we'll get into, you know, kind of our keys to the game predictions and everything at the after this here. But my just general message to Chicago Bulls fans, Chicago Bulls nation, anyone supporting the Bulls against the Milwaukee Bucks, just remember, Milwaukee Bucks fans, more likely than not, obviously there's some outliers, you know, they're Packers fans, they're Brewers fans. You know, if you're a White Sox fan like me, that doesn't mean as much, but it's still, they're Wisconsin. There are rivals. I went to school in Wisconsin. Nick went to school in Wisconsin. We've seen this Bucks fandom bubbling up, and we're like, man, these guys are annoying. And everyone's like, oh, Giannis, he's so cute. He doesn't know what a funnel cake is. He doesn't know what a smoothie is. He rings a little bell for, you know what that's for if you know that video. It's not cute. It's not cute. I hate them. They're annoying. If you have any Packers fan friends in your life, Brewers fan friends, Wisconsinites in your life that also root for the Bucks, you know that it's the worst. A sweep would be terrible. We got to win one. I'll put it that way. We got to win one, because a sweep, they might not even make fun of us then at that point. That's what I'm a little almost worried about. It's like, hey, you know, like that sucks, man. No, shut up. I hate you, and I wish we won a game, and that will kind of be my reaction. So from this point out, although we are going to say probably the contrary to what I'm about to say, the Bulls are going to win this series. And if you don't have faith, faith in this team this year, understandable, but get off the train, get off the wagon. All these Bulls journalists, these Bulls Twitter people, just, oh, we're going to get swept by the Bucks. Yeah, probably, man. But who cares? Like Nick said, we're in the playoffs. We're in the playoffs. That's all we wanted. Under Jim Boylan last year, or no, 2 years ago, my apologies. I lost track of the Jim Boylan years. I would have chopped a finger off for the Bulls to make a playoff. It was just so depressing. And now we make the playoffs, and we're what, the 6th seed? We're not even we missed the playoff game or play-in game. That's pretty sick. What are we upset about? I understand why, you know, small, what is it? From a micro level. Yes, we're kind of in a weird spot where I don't know what our direction is going to be next year. Enjoy the moment, live in the moment. I just watched The Last Dance.
Exactly.
There's a whole episode about Michael Jordan, quote, living in the moment. Just live in the moment. It's a process. We'll get there. And you know what?
Yes.
Maybe we'll beat the Bucks. And so, Nick, how can we beat the Bucks? How can we straight face? How can we beat the Bucks? Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this puts me in a weird spot, because I was actually going to talk about a couple really sad stats about the Bulls to end the season.
That's okay.
Probably should have done that at the beginning when I was, talking about the poor performance. Could have added some context. But Tony, I agree. We're going to win this series.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to win this series. But I think you had said something like, it's understandable if you think we won't. And here's why. And here's why it's understandable for those folks that think they won't win, which, crazy, but understandable.
Again, not us, but the people that are, the naysayers, the end is nigh ringing the bell in front of wherever. Okay, go ahead.
The guys that look at the stats like nerds,
Nerds.
So speaking of the nerds, we have a few very sad stats that I want to share with you, just to prove that I understand if you think they won't maybe win.
Yeah.
So with the last loss of the season, that put the Bulls season point differential at -0.2, which means we are in the negative for point differential, and that unfortunately is the I believe the first time that's ever happened to a playoff team that is a 6 or higher seed. Awesome. Very nitpicky stat. Okay, very nitpicky stat. Yeah. And we're also the only playoff team in the league right now, and that's including like these 10 seeds, like the 12 game below Spurs last night. Like we were the only team in the league with a negative point differential. Awesome. Lame, doesn't matter. Yeah. And then this one's like really sad, and then we'll move on and then talk about why the Bulls are going to win. Mm-hmm. So since 03-04, the Bulls have the worst record and worst net rating of any top seed against top 10 rating teams. The Bulls are 4-21 with a negative 11.9 net rating, which what the fuck's a net rating? I don't know.
That's a great point.
So anyways, so that's why it's understandable, but still you're a lunatic if you think the Bulls are going to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Tony, here's what needs to happen for us to win this series. And now I'm serious right now. I'm serious. Mm-hmm. At this point, especially just given how our supporting cast has looked, our bench points have looked fallen off a little bit. I think we're going to need DeMar and Zach to score 30 points a game each. Like we need a Batman and Batman, not Batman and Robin. Like this is like Robert Pattinson Batman and then like Christian Bale Batman, and they both need to be there. Zach could score maybe like 26. That'd be cool if he can do that. Mm-hmm. DeMar, sorry, my man. I think you're going to have to put up 3-0. Yeah. Number 2, Vooch has to play like an absolute savage, just a bully. Mm-hmm. So he's got to really dig deep. Like listen to some Slayer before the game, something that he's not doing now, for sure, because he needs a change now. So and here's the thing, he just can't be getting scored on like he had. I mean, the Bucks are long, man. So like, and they will, like Brook Lopez, as much as a bitch dinosaur he looks, he will bully Vooch. Like I think he dropped 28 points in the last time we played him. Or I know one of the games, he almost gave up 30 points to Brook Lopez. I mean, come on. P. Will, Io, especially Patrick Williams, though. I think Io at this point, we know he's not really scared of the moment, if you will. I mean, obviously he hasn't played in a playoff game yet. So I'm still a little bit worried. We got 2 rookies. I think it's a natural thing to be like, okay, they don't have playoff experience, let alone much experience at all in the NBA. I think that's fair. I know that's kind of a dad thing to say, but I think that's fair. They need to like not be afraid of the moment. We've seen Io get a little sloppy. We've seen P. Will get a little loose with the ball sometimes. So he can't let the playoffs scare him away from being aggressive, especially how he ended that season. I mean, that was the only positive of the last 10 games was seeing P. Will get progressively more aggressive as it went on. Number 4, Kobe cannot be streaky. He's been streaky kind of all year. He has awesome potential. Obviously, we know that. If he just plays good, patient, just don't just run everywhere and throw the ball with like leave your
for 21. Yeah, we don't need that.
I remember just getting screamed at back when I played ball back in the day for leaving your feet when you pass, and like he's the king at that. Granted, he made it and he's making money playing basketball, so it's fine. But so be patient, hit those open shots in rhythm. That's what he does best. Even taking it to the hole when he's got a mismatch, he's quick, man, off the dribble. He just can get a little sloppy. So if he's defended very well, it might be a little tough for Kobe to see a bucket or a 3-point play or something. You don't see him doing that too often, but when he gets a mismatch, he takes advantage. Keep doing that. And number 5, Bulls fans, we got to see freaking red, man. We got to see freaking red, because I saw a little tweet, little birdie, that the fans are being encouraged to wear red. In fact, I think we're passing out some sort of red shirt. I don't know. I'm sure it'll be sick. Bench mob should be doing them, but they're not. Whatever, their loss. So fans, know your role. Kobe, P. Will, Io, Vooch. I mean, we're the same. We all need to know our role. We need to see freaking red, and I hope Vooch does too. Actually, that's who I actually want Vooch to see red a little bit more than the fans, but he's the only one. Everyone else, do your part, wear your red. Let's go.
Yeah. And I will be wearing my red for home game one. What is that? Friday night? Not this Friday, the next Friday, right, the 22nd, day after my birthday, not the flex. I will be at that game. Bought tickets. Actually, were decently cheap. Also, no, I'm not going to go into my whole Ticketmaster debacle, but going to that. And then potentially Sunday as well. I haven't decided on that one yet. So I will be wearing red while I'm there. And here are my keys for when I'm screaming from the high of 300 levels. And they'll obviously be listening to me. Because there's only going to be 25,000 coaches, however many fans can fit in the United Center. So my key and to set this up, this is why I thought of it. So my dad he watches the Bulls, he definitely does, and he doesn't watch full games. He go on a little late, whenever he goes to bed, he still works. So he mentioned something. I mentioned, oh man, the Bucks are big. I don't know if we're going to be able to handle them. And he's like, well, that's why we got Tristan Thompson, right? I was like, you'd think. I was kind of looking up size difference because we know it's a size difference. Tristan Thompson being 6'9" and Brook Lopez being 7 foot and Giannis being 6'11". So it's going to have to, and you can't put Tristan Thompson on Giannis. So in theory, Tristan Thompson should be guarding Brook Lopez so that Vooch can guard Giannis, but that wouldn't make sense because no one else is 7 foot. So Vooch has to guard Brook Lopez. Some people are saying, not me, some people think that might be troublesome. We have only seen it 4 times this year. Yes, some are saying that's how many games you have to win the playoffs to advance, but
some are saying,
I didn't really have a but after that. I think we can still win the series, and that's going to be our bench is going to be a big part of it. It's going to be just fundamental basketball. We're going to have to, as any coach would say, we're going to have to box out. I'll put it that way. That's because Brook Lopez lives for just that little, just grabs it, doesn't leave the ground. I don't think he moves his elbows. He's like
he's a brontosaurus eating leaves off of a tree, dude.
He is. I swear if he held his head up high enough, he just hit it off the rim when he runs down. So totally. Our bench is going to have to be big. And before we get into our final topic, we'd like to thank our sponsor, The Bench Mob. The Bench Mob was started in 2010 and has reemerged in 2021 and hopefully 2022 as well to represent the best bench players in the league. To get your Bench Mob merch, head over to the link in our description and use code J20 JAY20 for 20% off your order. So,
yes, sir.
Given all of that very the strong reasoning that we gave for the Bulls to win this series, I think it's only right that we give a prediction for the series. So game one is in Milwaukee, Easter Sunday, 5:30 p.m. on TNT.
Yes, sir.
And then real quick before we do the predictions, very weird schedule. Anyone that's looked at the schedule as a whole, it's game one is Sunday. I didn't maybe they always do this. I don't know. This one just felt weird. Game 2 is Wednesday. Game 3 is Friday. Then Sunday, Wednesday. I think Friday, Sunday, whatever. And shout out Jerry Reinsdorf because he was not going to let the third biggest market, first biggest technically in the playoffs right now, first biggest, not have a Friday night, with a Saturday to recover game and then an early Sunday game, basically not coming, right off a work day and have to go to work the next day. That's a Jerry Reinsdorf power move. Guarantee it. He pulled a couple strings that he had left over from the David Stern era with Adam Silver. So
agreed.
Prediction for the series and any other comments. Nick, what you got?
All right, man. So here's the deal. This is going to be a test to see if people actually listen this long. Because at the beginning, we were talking about how the Bulls are going to win the series. My official prediction is that the Bucks will win 4 games, the Bulls 2. And listen, again, I think pretty generous, right? Because again, I understand those folks that are talking about the net rating and the worst team ever against top teams, whatever. Considering the Bulls haven't beat the Bucks since 2017, with Giannis, that is, and he is playing and averaging 30 points a game right now.
Yeah.
Which also happens to be the last time we went to the playoffs. Now,
Is it a side?
I just can't. Yes. Probably.
Okay.
Bucks 4, Bulls 2. It sucks though, man. It sucks. I don't want to say it. I'm getting sad now, and I'm just gonna pass it back over to you and stop talking because I also really have to go to my haircut.
Yes, of course. So my prediction, and so here's what I think journalists are gonna say. First of all, the naysaying journalists, I think they're gonna say
Sweep.
Actually, I also think they'll say Bucks. Well, they're gonna say sweep. But if any like smart, real journalist that wants to give the Bulls a chance, respect them a little bit, hope that they come out with the tenacity, might say Bucks 4-2, like you did, Nick. Actually, I mean, that's why it makes sense because you're a real journalist. Because I think Milwaukee will blow out the Bulls first 2 games. The Bulls are going to dig deep, win 1 in Chicago, game 3 specifically, the one I'll be at, and then Milwaukee win game 4. And then back to Milwaukee. It's like, okay, I mean, this thing's over. Giannis is he's not even, thinking about traveling the 90 miles back to Chicago. Bulls are going to pull it out magically and then just get stomped in Chicago game 6. That's what they're saying. I say Bulls 4-2, close it out game 6 in Chicago, Friday night, April 29th. Time to be determined according to the schedule.
Let's go.
If necessary, make it necessary.
Let's go.
So Bulls, we'll see you for round 2. And with that, that'll do it.
Go Bulls.
For this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Tony Spina. Thank you again to my co-host, Nick Barr. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Until next time, Bulls fans, keep seeing red.